welcome behind the scenes for Doctor Who Angel in the Garden / whatever I end up calling it. This is behind the scenes of the TARDIS set. As you can see, there's a police box behind me with some trash bags on the window to act as diffuser for the vortex lights, which I have here. Also have trash bags backing the roundels, again to just provide a little bit of diffusing, as if they're glowing behind with a power source of some sort. So we'll go this way to the TARDIS doors themselves. This is the police box I started building last year. If we go inside, here we have the TARDIS set. Little coat stands with a familiar scarf you might recognize, as well as a coat belonging to the 12th Doctor. One with those red buttons. And here's the console itself. So each station has a function. We'll start with panel number 1. Now these are the flight controls. This is the helm panel, including the dematerialization switch, which activates TARDIS flight and various adjustments to speed and throttle and all sorts of little things, along with these function indicator lights, which are taken from the first Doctor's console. This is panel 2. This is the navigation controls. So this is how you plot your course with the little binary toggle switches. Atomic accelerator, input bar, and it's actually wired up so that this switch activates the internal turntable for the time column, which again takes inspiration from the first Doctor's console, as well as elements of the 10th and 9th Doctor's console. And this toggle switch activates the rotor function going up and down. Fortunately, it's very noisy. This is panel 3. This is the communications panel. So we have radio controls for tuning into various frequencies, as well as a button to transmit, as well as a small scanner screen, which is digitally put in post. These are the environmental controls, which measure, well, the environment outside, and telling you whether it's safe to step outside, things of that nature. The bike bell. This is panel 5. This is the diagnostic panel. Manual door lock for the exterior shell. This is a sort of representation of the console as a whole, and so you can switch between each of the 6 sides using this to run some diagnostics. And just fine-tune lots of controls. And then finally we have panel 6, which is the power and distribution of power panel. So if you need a little extra boost, you can do that from this panel. And then here we have our helmic regulator to make the TARDIS go even faster. So yeah, that's the TARDIS console. So the walls were built about, let's say, almost 10 years ago. Just some plywood flats painted in the style of... It was kind of inspired by the 11th Doctor's second TARDIS, with some of this geometry painted on. Originally, the only roundel that was cut out was this, but about 2 or 3 years ago, I cut out the rest of the roundels to give it a bit more of a classic feel, and to get a bit more light coming in. Here's the door. It leads to the interior of the ship. This is the door control. As you can see, it doesn't work because this is just a big piece of plywood. Not to ruin the magic, but yeah. in order to disguise the fact that actually it looks a bit terrible, I keep the set quite dark and smoky and atmospheric. So that way, what you get mainly is just sort of the impression of lights and controls. You don't see the console in too much detail, because otherwise that would destroy the illusion that it's a highly advanced piece of Time Lord technology and the best ship in the universe. So a couple of features of the TARDIS is I have this remote control, which controls a smoke machine at the base of the console, which then runs up to a hose underneath this panel, which then fills the console and the time rotor and kind of leaks out and adds a bit of atmosphere to the TARDIS. Another feature, remote control. Now what does this remote control do, you ask? Well, let's find out. The time rotor has LEDs running through these wooden dowel rod supports. Around the wooden dowel rods, I've wrapped a string of multicolor LED lights so that I can have the time column change colors, because I'm very indecisive, and so I wasn't sure what color time rotor I wanted, and so why not have all of the colors? It's something that I didn't use in the episode, but I always have the option of changing it, and this is one of the elements that I will keep, hopefully for future Doctor Who productions. I'd like to zhuzh up the console and go for something a bit fancier and a bit more good looking, a bit more professional, but that probably won't be for a few years. So here it is in all its glory. And sadly, all good things must come to an end. And after a day and a half of filming, it's time to tear down the TARDIS. Wish I had had a chance to film a bit more and make a bit more stuff and make better use of the set. But it's been fun. And yeah, let's take it down, I guess. Allons-y.